Howdy howdy, welcome back to Art and Eats Aussie Adventures. So we left Coliseum Creek on the Tuesday morning, the 30th of July, and we knew that we were going to get to Maryborough because I had booked the showgrounds just because it was, a cheap spot. And I thought, oh, you just book ahead because I knew we had to be there. So we rocked in there at about, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something. We were actually quite early, which was nice for a change, so we could just sort of veg out. But when you get there, so you actually have to book online. You could see the showground, it's off the Bruce Highway, and you go like way off. But when you drive into the showground, you've got the equestrian centre, you've got like the dog show section, you've got the sideshow alley section, you've got like a little speedway section, you've got an off the leash dog park. So it's actually set up really, really well. Anyway, we drove up to where all the campers were, thinking that there'd be someone there that would tell us where we had to go. No one there. We drove around. Everyone's sort of setting up or sitting outside in their vans. And I can't find anywhere that tells me a site number or anything. So I went back down to have a look at the office. No one at the office, and the sign just says to book a camping space, maximum 72 hours, scan this QR code, pay, help yourself. So, well, okay, we'll help ourselves. And we'd already done that. So we just got a really good spot near the toilets, opposite the toilets, set up, pulled out the awning, the table, whatever else. Had a good old chat to an old fella who's been travelling now for 11 years, him and his wife, and they love it. They've got it's not a long reach. It's an Avida something or other. Anyway, similar to ours, very similar to ours. And he was parked just up behind us. Well, he'd like to have a chat, so we talked to him for about an hour while we were having lunch. And then we got the bikes out and went for a 18k ride into town, and went to Woolies and bought a few things from Woolies. Went and had a look at the river in town, and it was really, really pretty. It was actually a really, really pretty city. Anyway, we knew we were only going to stay there for the night, so we looked at trying to get into the Military and Colonial Museum. Anyway, it was closing it at 3:30, so we thought we'll put that on the list for the next day. So when we woke up on the Wednesday, we knew we had to get to the Sunshine Coast, but we had plenty of time. So we ended up going to we got in there at about 10:30. We just drove the motorhome, parked in the RV parks in town, and cost us $25 for the two of us to go through this museum. It has to have been the best museum I have ever been to in terms of the military and colonial stuff. We actually saw real medals, gold medals, Victorian Cross, of these two, one was a police officer and one was a soldier in, I'm not sure which war, a couple I'd say. But it was far out. It was amazing. And the way they've set it up, and there was this beautiful little old lady who was playing the piano like all the olden time music, playing the piano the whole time. Like, she'd play, 10 songs, and then she'd have a little break, and then she'd come back and she'd play another 10 songs. And it was just really nice. And the knowledge that the people had about their war veterans, and about the town, and about the wars that they'd served in, and the different wars and what happened and who was there, was amazing. So if you go to Maryborough, you really, really need to go to the Colonial Military and Colonial Museum in Wharf Street. Unreal. Really, really good. But Maryborough was a hit. It was such a nice place. We probably could have stayed there a little bit longer, but anyway, we hightailed it out of there on Wednesday afternoon. I think we left at about 2 o'clock, and we probably needed to be here a little bit before we did. But anyway, we got here at around about 5:30 to the Sunshine Coast, and and this is where we'll stay for a couple of days. Okay, bye.